DME Audit Survival Guide, CERT, SMRC, RAC, and OIG. This is educational content based on publicly available CMS data. It is not legal, medical, or billing advice. Always consult your compliance team for guidance specific to your practice. If you bill Medicare for durable medical equipment, audits are not a matter of if, they're a matter of when. The CERT program flags improper payments across the entire Medicare system, and DME consistently has the highest improper payment rate of any benefit category, over 30% in recent years. On top of CERT, you've got the SMRC issuing additional documentation requests, RAC auditors pursuing overpayment recoveries, and the OIG conducting investigations that can lead to exclusion and criminal charges. Most suppliers don't understand the difference between these audit programs, how each one works, or what triggers them. That lack of knowledge costs real money, and in some cases, it costs businesses. In this video, we're covering every Medicare audit program that targets DME, what triggers each one, how to respond, and how to build an audit-proof documentation system. Let's get into it. Section 1. The DME Audit Landscape. Why you are a target. DME has the highest improper payment rate in Medicare. The most recent CERT report shows an improper payment rate above 30% for DMEPOS claims. That means nearly 1 in 3 DME claims that CMS reviews has some kind of error, missing documentation, insufficient medical necessity, wrong code, or missing signature. To put this in dollar terms, Medicare pays out roughly $50 billion per year for DMEPOS. A 30% error rate means approximately $15 billion in improper payments. That number makes DME the single biggest target for audit recovery in the entire Medicare program. The reasons are structural. DME claims require extensive supporting documentation that lives outside the claim itself. Prescriptions, certificates of medical necessity, face-to-face encounter notes, compliance data, delivery confirmation. Unlike a hospital claim where the medical record is centralized, DME documentation is scattered across referring physicians, the supplier's records, and the patient's file. Every gap is an audit finding. CMS uses multiple overlapping audit programs to address this, each with different authority, scope, and consequences. Understanding which program is auditing you and what they can do is the first step to surviving. Section 2. CERT, the Comprehensive Error Rate Testing Program. CERT is CMS's primary tool for measuring improper payments across Medicare. It's run by a CERT contractor who randomly samples paid claims, requests supporting documentation from suppliers, and reviews each claim against Medicare coverage criteria. CERT is not a targeted audit. It's a statistical sampling program designed to estimate the national improper payment rate. If your claim gets pulled for CERT review, it doesn't mean CMS suspects fraud. It means your claim was randomly selected from the universe of paid claims. Here's how it works. The CERT contractor sends you an additional documentation request, an ADR. You have 75 days to respond with all supporting documentation for that claim. If you don't respond within 75 days, the claim is automatically scored as an improper payment. No exceptions, no extensions. The CERT reviewer then evaluates your documentation against the applicable LCD, NCD, and Medicare coverage rules. They're looking for the same things on every claim: a valid prescription or order, a certificate of medical necessity if required, face-to-face encounter documentation, proof of delivery, and evidence of medical necessity. If the reviewer finds any deficiency, even a minor one like a missing date on a CMN, the claim is scored as an improper payment. CERT uses an all-or-nothing scoring system. There is no partial credit. The good news is that a CERT finding does not directly result in an overpayment demand. CERT is a measurement tool, not a recovery program. However, a high CERT error rate in a product category can trigger increased scrutiny from other audit programs, particularly the SMRC and RAC. Section 3. SMRC, the Supplemental Medical Review Contractor. The SMRC is where CERT findings turn into real financial consequences. While CERT measures the error rate, the SMRC acts on it. If CERT data shows a high improper payment rate in a specific product category, geographic area, or supplier group, CMS directs the SMRC to conduct targeted reviews in that area. The SMRC sends ADRs just like CERT, but these are targeted, not random. If you receive an SMRC ADR, it means CMS has identified your claims, your product category, or your region as having an elevated risk of improper payments. SMRC reviews follow the same documentation standards as CERT, but with a critical difference. SMRC findings result in actual overpayment demands. If the SMRC determines that a claim was improperly paid, they calculate the overpayment and refer it to your MAC for recovery. The SMRC can also conduct prepayment reviews, which means they review your claims before they're paid. If your claims are placed on prepayment review, every claim in the targeted category must pass documentation review before Medicare releases payment. This can create severe cash flow problems. Claims that normally pay in 14 to 30 days may take 60 to 90 days or longer while under prepayment review. The SMRC typically targets specific HCPCS codes or product categories. Recent targets have included power wheelchairs, CPAP devices, back braces, and knee braces. If you bill heavily in any of these categories, SMRC scrutiny is a matter of when, not if. Section 4. RAC, Recovery Audit Contractors. Recovery audit contractors are private companies that CMS pays on a contingency basis to identify and recover Medicare overpayments. RACs get paid a percentage of every dollar they recover, typically between 9 and 12%. This creates a financial incentive for RACs to find overpayments, which is why they tend to be aggressive. RACs can conduct both automated and complex reviews. Automated reviews identify overpayments based on claim data alone, duplicate billing, coding errors, claims that violate frequency limitations. Complex reviews involve requesting and reviewing medical records and supporting documentation, similar to CERT and SMRC. RACs have a look-back period of 3 years from the date of the initial claim determination. This means a RAC can review and demand repayment for claims you submitted up to 3 years ago. If you can't produce the documentation for a 3-year-old claim, you lose. When a RAC identifies an overpayment, they issue a demand letter through your MAC. You have 30 days to pay or 40 days to appeal. If you don't respond, the overpayment is recouped from your future Medicare payments automatically. One critical defense against RAC audits is understanding the RAC's limitation on the number of medical records they can request. CMS sets a limit on ADRs per 45-day period, currently 45 for DME suppliers. If a RAC exceeds this limit, you can challenge the excess requests. Section 5. OIG, Office of Inspector General. The OIG is fundamentally different from CERT, SMRC, and RAC. Those programs focus on improper payments, billing errors, and documentation deficiencies. The OIG focuses on fraud, waste, and abuse. An OIG investigation can result in civil monetary penalties, exclusion from all federal healthcare programs, and criminal prosecution. The OIG publishes an annual work plan that identifies its enforcement priorities. Recent DME-related priorities have included power wheelchair utilization, CPAP compliance documentation, home oxygen qualification, and supplier enrollment fraud. The OIG uses data analytics to identify outlier billing patterns that suggest potential fraud. If your billing volume, code mix, or utilization rates are significantly outside the norm for your region and supplier type, you may attract OIG attention. OIG investigations are typically not initiated with an ADR. They often begin with subpoenas, search warrants, or civil investigative demands. If you receive any of these, the situation is fundamentally different from a CERT or RAC review. You need legal counsel immediately. Do not attempt to respond to an OIG contact without an attorney who specializes in healthcare fraud defense. The consequences of an OIG adverse finding are severe. Civil monetary penalties can reach $11,000 per false claim, plus triple damages. Exclusion from Medicare means you cannot bill Medicare, Medicaid, or any federal healthcare program, which for most DME suppliers means closing the business. Criminal conviction carries imprisonment. Section 6. How to respond to an ADR, step by step. When you receive an additional documentation request from any audit program, your response determines the outcome. Here is the systematic approach. First, identify which program sent the ADR. Check the letterhead and return address. CERT, SMRC, RAC, and MAC prepayment reviews all send ADRs, but the response deadlines and consequences differ. CERT gives you 75 days. RAC and SMRC typically give 30 to 45 days. Prepayment review may give as few as 30 days. Second, pull the complete documentation package for the claim in question. This includes the prescription or order, the certificate of medical necessity, face-to-face encounter documentation, proof of delivery, compliance data for items that require it like CPAP, and any prior authorization documentation. Third, review the documentation against the applicable LCD before you send it. If you can see a deficiency, do not submit incomplete documentation hoping the reviewer won't notice. Instead, determine whether you can obtain the missing documentation from the referring physician or other sources before the deadline. Fourth, organize the documentation in the order the reviewer expects to see it. Put the ADR response cover sheet on top, followed by the order, CMN, face-to-face notes, delivery documentation, and any supplemental records. Reviewers process hundreds of responses. A well-organized submission gets a more favorable review. Fifth, send the response via a method that provides proof of delivery and tracking. Use certified mail, FedEx, or the electronic submission portal if one is available. Keep a complete copy of everything you submit. Sixth, track the response in your audit management system. Document the date received, date responded, what was submitted, and the eventual outcome. This data is essential for identifying patterns in your audit results and fixing systemic documentation issues. Section 7. Building an audit-proof documentation system. The best audit strategy is not better responses, it's better documentation from day one. If your documentation is complete and compliant at the time of billing, audits become a minor administrative task instead of a financial crisis. Start with a pre-billing documentation checklist specific to each product category you bill. The checklist should include every document required by the applicable LCD, not what you think is required, but what the LCD actually requires. Review your LCDs annually, because documentation requirements change. Implement a documentation deficiency tracking system. When a claim fails documentation review, whether internal or external, record the specific deficiency, the product category, the referring physician, and the root cause. After 6 months, analyze the data. You will find that 80% of your documentation deficiencies come from 20% of your referring physicians or product categories. Fix those, and your audit exposure drops dramatically. Set up a random internal audit program. Pull 5 to 10% of your paid claims each month and review them against the same standard CMS uses. Score them the same way CERT does. Pass or fail, no partial credit. Your internal audit rate should be below 10% to be considered low risk. If your internal audit rate is above 20%, you have a systemic problem that needs immediate attention. Finally, maintain your documentation for at least 7 years. The standard Medicare retention period is 6 years, but state laws and OIG investigations can extend beyond that. 7 years provides a safety margin. Store records in a system that allows rapid retrieval. When you receive an ADR, you don't want to spend 3 days searching for a file. If you're processing DME claims and want automated documentation validation before submission, check out MyMedi-AI at MyMedi-AI.com. We flag documentation gaps before they become audit findings. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.